Nico picked the 2008 film Gurren Lagann, the movie, Childhood End, the recap of the first half of the Gurren Lagann anime. Please run us down the plot of this film.
Alrighty, boys. So, anime is a Japanese colloquialism, which comes from the shortening of the word animation. For the most part in Japanese, anime is not... So, Gurren Lagann is a mecha that actually involves mecha fighting. That's pretty rare in the genre, shockingly. And the story features the humans Simone and Kamina as they pilot mechs and fight off the evil beastmen who have conquered the surface of the earth. But then Kamina dies, which is very sad. But, at least Simone gets a hot girlfriend at the end of it.
Spoilers.
Fun fact, the director also directed Cyberpunk Edge Runners.
Oh.
Cool.
That's pretty sweet.
Right now, I'm sitting at a B.
Wow. What?
Dylan, where are you putting it?
I gave this shit a C-.
Hater, fucking piece of shit. This guy does not know
Fuck
hype
you.
when he sees it. I give it a B as well.
Yeah, I also gave it a B.
Oh my gosh. I can't believe I'm the lowest out of everybody here. It's insane.
Yeah, why is that, Dylan? Why didn't you like this movie?
Dude, you might as well have told me that this is the entirety of the first season. There was so much going on and so little detail. It really just felt so rushed, and I didn't understand anything that was going on. I felt like I should have been emotionally attached to some characters, and I just didn't get emotionally attached to any characters. I get that I'm supposed to give a shit about Kamina, but I just didn't, but I know I should have. And it's just there's nothing that makes sense. It wasn't properly set up. I didn't, the pace was so fast I couldn't get into the movie, and I couldn't care less what happened. And it was just, the animation was also just whatever. Not all the characters. Most of the characters were all animated differently also. There wasn't a set way every one of them were animated, which was also jarring to me. They all looked different, and they all looked like they weren't animated the same. I don't know what to say. I didn't really particularly enjoy this movie. It was too nonsensical to me.
Dude, I thought this was a fun movie. I thought it has a pretty solid story. I think the Kamina sacrifice hits pretty hard, honestly. My biggest problem was that recap montage segment. That felt
so boring.
That felt bad.
It was very
and
bad.
I think we probably could have just cut it out of the film entirely, to be honest.
It would have made more sense, because it just made us feel like we were missing out on so much.
How would it have made more sense? They suddenly have a bunch of fucking people with them out of nowhere.
Yeah, it would have made more sense, because then if we saw that, it made me feel like I missed out on a ton of things. And then, yeah, they were just there, and I'm like, okay, so no context. There's just a bunch of people here.
What the fuck are you saying right now?
That they should have just cut the montage out?
Yeah, but how... But your complaint is that you're... I don't even know how to address this. He is so ass backwards
well,
in
then let's move on
the
from
logic
it.
He's trying to apply here. I don't even know how to counteract this.
Then let's move on.
If you got rid of the montage, you would have zero context for why they have a bunch of friends. The montage showed you snippets of context. So how do you feel like there's no context now, and getting rid of the montage would not still negatively affect that?
To me, they might as well have not had the montage. That's how ineffective
I agree with
it
my
was on me.
husband. I think the pacing is easily this movie's biggest problem, and it does what Made in Abyss tried doing a lot worse, but also you have to give it a little bit more slack because it is adapting twice the content.
It's 14 episodes is what they're adapting here.
Yeah, that's a lot of content for a movie, and it unfortunately suffers greatly because of that. This movie is basically just the action scenes and some of the bigger plot points happening. I would disagree with the Kamina statement. I think because of the rushed nature of it, I think Kamina is a fun character, but I felt actually nothing about his death because we just barely had any fucking time with him. If you had watched the anime, you'd have extra 5 or 6 episodes or something to spend time with this character, watch him interact with the main character. I honestly just didn't give a shit. Honestly, it kind of sucks because I could probably see myself watching the actual anime of this, but now that I know he dies, that kind of takes off initial impact of it for me. Yeah. It makes me a little bit less inclined to want to watch it, and it just retroactively hurts the anime personally. But yeah, it was a very, very messy film. So much shit going on without a ton of, context around it because of the nature of it being super insanely fucking rushed with its pacing. And Yeah, I think the animation's really good though. That elevates it a lot. I think the characters are fun and creative. I think the interactions with the enemies and just the designs overall, like from an artistic perspective, I think this movie's great. But that's basically all that's going for it. And as you can tell, it's a lot going for it because I give it a B still, not lower.
I mean, I definitely agree with pretty much everything Jackson just said, but I do want to talk about the characters a little bit here, because I do find them to be very interesting, especially the character of Kamina, the fantastic man himself. Kamina is amazing. He embodies the sort of manliness, okay? Just everything about what it means to be a man. He provides that spark that sets him on a blaze and guides him on the path of becoming a man himself. And, Kamina refusing to back down, even in the face of certain death, is like this amazing quality of him, makes him a great leader that everyone looks to him for inspiration for, but also it ultimately ends up getting him killed because of that. But, he still ends up doing that big-ass fucking cool drill thing, which is kick-ass. And I gotta say, I mean, I'm sure that the fact that I've watched the anime has definitely, colored my views of that entire section much more than your guys's, but like with Tanner, I felt a little emotional when Kamina was dying. It wasn't even necessarily like the scene where he's actually dead now and Simone's mourning him or whatever. It was during that big bombastic scene where they're talking about we're gonna be the fucking drill that pierces through the heavens and shit like that, as they're fucking taking down these big old bad guys. Just that part, just how fucking emotional it was. It got me going a little bit, man.
I wish I could relate.
Unfortunately for the Kamina scene too, I had jokingly made a comment about when Yoko was like, "Oh yeah, we're gonna kiss or something when you get back from this fight," and I was like, "Death flag," and then he fucking died, and I just thought it was funny, honestly. And that kind of ruined it. That kind of ruined it for me. But yeah, again, that just didn't work on me at all. Unfortunately, I feel like we just didn't have enough time with him. I think it was a fun character, but honestly, I felt more impact of not him dying, but just the reaction of our main character to his death. I think that worked a decent amount, even with the small amount I had, especially near the end, when he was trying to save, what's her name? Fucking cloud hair chick.
Yeah, Nia, I think.
Yeah.
I like that part.
Yeah. And Nia's also great, while Kamina is important as a source of inspiration for Simone, it's Nia who gets him to become his own man and not just following Kamina's shoes.
Yeah, I like her. I do think it's weird how quick everybody is to just, take in literally a princess of the people they're trying to, be in a fucking war. Granted, she seems very pure of heart and all of this, but, people are very chill with it. I know they had the big scene of, interviewing her and trying to fucking poke around what's going on, but, I don't feel like they had as much conflict as I would have anticipated with literally just bringing in an enemy princess into their ranks.
Yeah, I mean, they do pretty much, immediately get attacked after that, so...
True.
They don't have, a ton of time to really, scrutinize her that much.
Anyways, who's the baddest bitch of them all, guys? Personally, I'm saying the scorpion chick. I think she's hot as fuck.
Tanner, I'm assuming you're a big Yoko guy?
I mean, out of the options, yeah.
You 14-year-olds, huh? Is that what you're saying right now?
Yeah, exactly. Is Yoko 14?
Yes.
Oh, God.
Yoko's great though too, guys. Yoko's the very embodiment of Simone's lustful attraction. He falls for Yoko so hard that when he sees that she's in love with Kamina instead of him, it fucking destroys him to the point where he's now crestfallen and he can't properly pilot his mech, which also in turn leads to Kamina's death.
I genuinely didn't even realize he had any other level of attraction. I mean, he thought she was some hot chick, but I didn't realize he was head over fucking heels with her at all. And I realized he was fucked up about it, but I honestly, mostly when I was watching him be fucked up and fumble piloting his mech, I was they fucking didn't portray him as head over heels as you're trying to imply for me. That I was genuinely I assume it's because he's fucked up about watching them be close to each other, but also I don't understand why, and it's fucking dumb to me, and that also probably leads into why I didn't have as much impact about Kamina's death.
Yeah, the very unfortunate part of this being truncated down so much is that you do lose pretty much all emotional depth that the series is known for, and so it does end up making the film feel more like just kind of a best of highlight reel for it, rather than really much of a cohesive film.
Mm-hmm.
I will say this movie successfully made me interested in watching the anime.
That's hype, dude. I think that you would enjoy it substantially more than you'd enjoy watching the anime for Made in Abyss.
Is Kamina also 14?
I think he's 15 or 16.
That's
There's
fucking
no way.
insane.
Yeah.
That's
I
absurd.
considered watching the anime, but I agree with Jackson in the sense of now that I know that Kamina just dies in the first half. I feel like that's like a driving force for the anime, and I don't know if this movie didn't spark enough interest for me to want to watch the series. I even asked Jackson afterwards. I was like, "You think if I went and watched the anime, do you think the anime is better?" And he's like, "Yeah, probably, but not by much." And I was like, "All right, cool."
Not by much.
I
Fuck
don't
you.
think. I think he's mistaking my words. I think I would say you would absolutely like the anime better. He's definitely misquoting me.
I think anyway.
I'm gonna go find it. You can keep thinking
I
about this. I'm gonna go find it.
I don't know if it was text chat, my guy. Unfortunately, it might have been. I don't know.
I'm gonna try and find it. I don't think I said that.
Go for it.
Besmirching his good name. He's trying to rectify the record.
Do we have any other thoughts on the film?
I don't think so. I think I said all that can be said. I was the Jackson in this review where he was in waiting. I was for Gurren Lagann, Childhood's End. But guys, it only goes up from here. The next movie is going to be crazy. It's the big climax of everything. All of your questions will be answered.
Whoa.
Yeah. But that's for our ratings. I'm keeping it at B.
Okay. I'm also keeping it at a B.
I'm also keeping it at a B.
I'm gonna leave it at a C-. I did find the part of the conversation about the plot being rushed and Jackson saying he's gonna hold Nico to this hard as fuck, so...
What does that even mean?
That also has nothing to do with why you brought up you two having a conversation.
I'm gonna cuddle Nico after this.
I'm trying to find the thing of Amis. I think it was a voice chat thing.
Yeah, we did talk about it. Yeah, no, I'm pretty sure I just said that you would like the anime more than the movie. The anime would be a substantial improvement. Because, again, my big gripe with this is the fucking pacing is dog shit because they just try to rush too much in too little time. And if you have all that context, I think it would make it a much better and more cohesive experience. And it landed at a B- because of that, which honestly I think is probably kind of generous, even though I literally gave it a B.
Fair enough. I'll be honest, I was nervous with the opening sequence because I was like, I have no idea what the fuck is going on, and I was worried
Same.
it was gonna be me being confused the entire time.
Dude, I got Warframe vibes.
The whole show's pacing, like Nico said to me while we were watching it, not to you guys specifically or the audience, is that it's just very fast-paced in general. So we have like a fast-paced show layered on with it trying to adapt way too much in way too little time, and it was just like a clusterfuck if you're not keeping up. Also, another fun fact, Yoko is 2 years older than Rico.
Huh.
How about that?
Insane.
I just think that's a fun thing to visualize.
That is very fun.
They make their kids look so grown up. What the fuck?
And they make their kids look too much like kids. You know, maybe it really doesn't matter in the end. Maybe it's all just the artist's discretion.
I guess so, dude.